Welcome back, Trailblazers, for another episode of Talk About It with our favorite trail leaders.
Hi, Jenna, the muscle mommy.
Hey, Britt Inez ran.
And Vanessa, that girl squads. So manifesting, so that we kind of talked about that. It's something that you and I talk about often, manifestation, but you can't just manifest it into existence out of nothing. You still have to work for it.
Yeah. You got to show up.
It requires action.
It requires action.
Consistency.
And that self-belief.
Yeah.
How would you guys, is there anything that you guys are currently manifesting? Or trying to? Do you guys want to put that out there?
I can tell you a story.
Yes.
So before I moved to San Antonio, I had reached out to the Muscle Factory and wanted to be a personal trainer there. And the price was too high. And I was like, I can't do it. I don't have a community. I don't have like a base there. And then I wanted Roland to be my coach. And I couldn't even afford him. And so I was like, man, one day I want to be coached by him and training out of that gym. And 5 years later, I was pulling into the gym as a personal trainer being coached by him. And it hit me like, holy crap, it happened. And it wasn't something I was intentionally focused on in a desperate way.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that's the key to the manifestation too, is like you allow it to unfold.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So the action, my consistency in action, it ended up bringing me there. And so I think if I was like hyper focused too much or wanting it to happen, like I had too strong of a desire, like controlling it, it would have never happened.
Mm-hmm.
But I just allowed to go with it and trusted it, it would happen. And then it did.
Yeah. The law of allowing.
Yeah.
I have a story too. So I've always known that I want to get backstage help with production at some capacity. Obviously, I wanted to video and photo for the bodybuilding community. That was why I started American Brands. I always thought I want American Brands because my goal was to do YouTubes for influencers and bodybuilders. And after my first show, I remember saying it on my YouTube. I was like, I am going to help in some capacity of the production team. It's going to happen. I'm going to make it happen. And this was like right after the first Trail of Champions event that I said this. And at that point, I was already kind of talking to Freddie, and Freddie already made it very clear that I need to stay in my own lane and only do certain things, right? I was like, okay, so if I have to choose one, I'm going to make sure it's these events because I want them to be successful. I'll put my desires on hold and I'll figure out a way to do it, whatever. And at this point, I was allowing other people to do the photos and videos for Trail of Champions, even though I really wanted to do it. Flash forward to Dallas, and then I started taking a little bit of photos, but I was still just making sure everybody was happy and enjoying. Then I started talking to Freddie a little bit more, and he's like, wait, you take photos, videos? I was like, yes, I do. He's like, you do other stuff too? I was like, yes, I do. I just didn't want, and at this point I was already referring other photographers, other videographers, because I was trying to help them, And then he was just like, why are you telling me about these people? What about you? I was just like, well, yeah, but you told me to stay in my lane, so I didn't know what that meant.
Right.
Yeah. And so flash forward to him being taking me and allowing me to go and do the NPC workshop photos, and then it just kind of all fired from there, and then it just what is it? Rolled down the hill.
Well, it's kind of like
snowball effect. Yeah.
You have such a high regard, respect for him and what he says, right? And you're willing to sacrifice your own wants for their needs. And that speaks volumes to people. Because then it's oh, wait a minute, you have this the whole time and you're referring other people.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it creates this trust that, hey, you're willing to put your wants aside for other people's needs.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So that lends so much credibility and trust to your character. And people see that and they're like, oh, you know what I mean?
But it's so different.
Yeah, you don't get that. People don't do that.
That's why I always tell you, you're like a light, like a little like fairy, little magical light with fairy dust. Seriously.
And then you get rewarded for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to sacrifice that. Well, and you have to sacrifice that time too, right?
Yeah.
Like nobody starts off as a CEO
Of course not.
unless you start a business.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But you're going to say most people like
Doesn't
they
mean
work
that
their
it's
way
gonna be
up.
a
Even
successful
still, it's a
business.
grunt work
Yeah.
and building it and getting it to where it's thriving and
Right.
profitable and all those kind of things. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
it takes time.
I think there's something that we could talk about too in regards to grunt work as far as manifesting is that like for any successful business, I mean, you're still going to have to invest somewhere, make sacrifices somewhere. For me, that looked like doing a lot of free shit, doing a lot of over and above shit
Mm-hmm.
to do that.
Yeah.
And that was all to get me to like my manifestation goal, right?
Mm-hmm.
So my story with manifesting 7 years ago, I remember like sitting in my apartment in San Antonio, like the first time I moved here from Chicago. And I was just sitting there and I was just like, I just want to be living my dream life. And I had this whole picture of what I wanted to look like. I was just like, I want to have like location freedom. I want to be able to work whenever I want, from wherever I want. I want to have an amazing clientele of like women who just love working with me, who are not afraid to invest and they see my value. And I was just like, I have these dope friends who are all doing great things with their life. Like I had this whole like vision like mapped out, and it definitely was not linear. Like it was some bumps and turns and speed bumps along the way or reroutes. But like 7 years later, I'm now seeing everything that I wanted then I now have.
Takes
And
time.
it does take time. And I think kind of like your point about not being so hyper fixated on how it has to happen and being open to just allowing it to happen. Like I didn't even realize that what I thought were just like, oh, step back, were really just like things to kind of set me forward.
Yeah.
Like I had to take a right instead of a left because then I wouldn't have met this person or that person. Like you can look back and see how like everything is all like interconnected
Right.
once you have that belief. And then also kind of your point, when you do the work and you consistently like show up and be like, okay, you know what? Like I know this is going to happen. It might not be tomorrow, but it's going to happen one day. It's going to happen. It can't help but to,
Yeah.
you know?
And then like in your season of darkness, it's kind of learning how to celebrate others despite you not winning.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Like I know me, like a younger me, when people would succeed, like an immature, somebody without life experience, if they were succeeding and I wasn't, it was like,
Yeah.
why is that happening to me?
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm working so hard. Why do they get? Why am I not? And then as I matured and grew, it's like, wait a minute. I can be happy for other people during their seasons and like genuinely happy for them. It's like, you're doing this, like you just got a new car, like hell yeah, like you got a new house or congrats on the baby or whatever the case may be. But I'm in my season of darkness. But that's how you find the light when you're in the dark.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like create that through happiness for others. And I never really got like things didn't really start rolling until I really adopted that. Like just being excited for other people during their seasons, despite where I was at.
Mm-hmm. Because I think everything has a season, right? Like, like not every season's meant to be summer or super bright and it's hot and it's
Not everything
lovely and it's beautiful. So like sometimes you got to go through some really horrific ass weather. Like, you know what I mean? But it makes you appreciate, I know for me, it now makes me appreciate the days that are shining.
Yep.
So much more than I wouldn't have before because I know what the other days felt like. I haven't forgotten.
Heck
Yeah. You know what I mean? So trust, I have not forgotten. I think to your point, being able to celebrate people, like no matter what you're going through is big because there are a lot of people out there who are so kind of like into themselves and being like, well, when is it going to be my turn? Well, why do they get it and not me? Or what does she do to get that? Why not me? It keeps a lot of people stagnant in their life in a much more impactful way than I think they realize. Like that's why they're stuck.
Yeah.
Well, they're too worried about somebody else's grass and not even watering their own. So their grass dies.
Yeah. That's like, being at the Olympian, we did that photo shoot and I was with Issa and it was like, I was so happy for her. You know what I mean? Just excited. Like, how do you feel? Like, you must feel great. She's like, oh, on top of the world, like, you should feel that way. You know what I mean? Like, despite where I placed or call outs or whatever, like, give it to, like, congratulations, just being genuinely happy for people.
Yeah.
Seeing you with Cass, like, I love that for you. I was so excited for you and just
same.
Yeah. Just being happy for one another.
Yeah.
It's been a very good and fulfilling year with lots of travels, which is so funny. The last episode you were talking about how you hated travel. I'm like, "Ooh, I'm on the complete polar opposite side.
Yeah.
And I know you're on the same side with me. So I'm loving travel. She was like, I could care less about going to Italy. I was like, that is like, yeah, no, I am not agreeing there. But
Okay, well, we did talk about the ocean.
Me to go.
I want to go on a cruise.
Oh, that cruises
Right,
are
I know.
amazing. They're so much fun.
It's just a head scratcher, but you hate
You don't
the
like
ocean.
cruises?
Have you been?
Have you gone on?
no, but I've heard a lot of stories,
Stories
and I
alright.
don't like. I just know a lot of people that would go onto these cruises. Like, I know a lot of people that would go like annually, and it just seems so fucking boring to me. I mean, okay, mind you, boring people get bored. I understand that. Like,
Boring people. If you're bored, you're boring.
yeah,
Basically, yeah.
yeah, I would find a way to enjoy myself, but I also don't like not being able to control where I go.
Okay.
On any given basis, I would rather be able to like get a little pea shooter and fly to where I want to go in this short amount of time. I don't like being in closed, confined spaces with people I don't know. And especially most of these cruises are so filled with like primarily like, okay, you guys have like buffets, whatever, but also like the beverage things. If I was still super lush and like super like into that kind of thing, I could see how that would seem appealing.
Yeah.
I could see how it's appealing for a family because then you guys are all together, you guys are whatever, but that's not the way that Eli and I are, let alone like our families, you know?
Yeah.
So
I want to do one of those cruises that like hit several spots. You hop off at a island or
Yeah.
whatever, and you go explore.
Or
get
it's like
back
a
on.
14-dayer where you literally are going to be somewhere for like 3 days. You can get off the boat, go explore. But it's just the confinement of being on the ship that you don't like.
yeah.
So
Oh, are you like
yeah.
claustrophobic?
So they're. I've seen you in big settings. I feel like I've seen you in big venues around a bunch of people, and you're fine.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But I'm there for 6 hours.
But these ships are massive.
I understand that.
See,
But the rooms
I
are tiny.
I know that,
The
but like I
rooms
don't have a
have-
concept of it. You know what I mean?
I get it. I get what you're saying.
The rooms are, and then also I'm fast. I'm a very fast. I move slowly, very intentionally, but I also move very quickly and very intentionally.
Yeah.
So meaning it takes me like an hour to get ready, with barely even doing anything, like brushing my teeth and getting out of the
Putting on a
door.
sock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I also move very quickly. So like I would go to every single room. I would figure out where everything is very quickly because I need to, like, you know me, like I need to know where the exits are. I need to know where everything is. So then at that point, I'll be like, oh, okay, I've seen everything. So
Now what?
Yeah. Now what's next?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think, knowing your personality, I don't think you will be a cruise person.
No.
I think we will be a much more, hey, let's pick a destination and let's go
Explore
there
for the
like
week.
4 or 5 days. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I would still get another Airbnb, go try another place to figure out like,
Oh, like
Yeah.
little towns within this, like, okay, the
Yeah.
providences, so to speak.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. I could see you doing that.
The only cruise that I've ever actually like really considered was going on the Alaska cruise because
Oh, it's so
I
pretty.
love narwhals and I do want to go to Alaska. I would do this like the snorkeling or scuba diving, even though it's fucking cold. I don't care. I that's just something that I would consider, but I'm just not a big fan.
Yeah. I love cruises. It's been a long time since I've been on one. My adult life, I've only been on one, but as a kid, we used to go every year on like family vacations. So I can appreciate them, but I haven't gone on one since I've like been on this lifestyle path.
Yeah.
Right? So
I feel like you would go crazy.
I'm not trying, like, I'm not a heavy drinker like
Mhm.
that. And food choices for me, like I want to be able to have more control over food, but I can appreciate the luxury of a cruise of not having to cook and prepare. So I feel like there's things of it that are appealing to me.
But why not just go to like an all-inclusive resort?
I was just going to say, now I'm at a place where I would totally do like an all-inclusive resort and somewhere, and then like
Also get an Airbnb.
then go Airbnb somewhere else to like go experience
Yeah.
like wherever I'm at a little bit more like on a more like local kind of level.
Uh-huh.
And that'll be like a perfect mix for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like a cruise, I don't know if I would use all the amenities of a cruise that people pay for for that experience.
Yeah.
At this point.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
But again, I feel like we're on a very different path because we don't have children.
Yeah.
Where
you can have let them go and enjoy and have fun and do their stuff, and then also engage too.
Yep.
But then also still have your very adult time and be able to do that. You have a bigger family because you also have your dad to think of.
Yeah.
That is just not.
That's
not
not.
Well, it's a lot easier to pick up and go.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I have to plan.
Yeah.
Pack 3 freaking bags.
Yeah. That's a lot.
Not
You know.
A lot.
Yeah.
I would. I pack 3 bags for me.
Yeah. Right.
That's another room. I'm only here for like 4 hours.
Yeah.
Let's start there.
That's that bodybuilder life.
Yeah. Habitual overpackers.
Always when you go on vacation. I haven't worn this in 3 years.
I might want to wear it.
Why?
Yeah.
Why do we do that?
I don't know. I think it's like I like options.
Mm-hmm.
So I have gone places not taking as many options as I wanted, and I'm like, I wish I had that one shirt.
Right.
I wish I had that one, pair, whatever.
Even when you overpack, you're like, I missed one thing.
Yeah. Yeah. I wish I could be one of those people who are just like, oh, everything I have for a week is inside a little carry-on bag. I'm like, I don't know what that life is like. I know. Like, my food stuff is bigger than that. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't understand. I'm not a light packer. I've accepted that. I know my truth.
I
At this age, I know my
really
truth.
want to, but I don't want to ever. So
I mean, even your tech stuff. Like, I think about you and your equipment with your camera and everything. Like,
Oh, yeah.
How do you lightly pack that stuff?
Yeah, you don't.
you don't.
Right. That's what I'm saying. So you can't.
Mm-mm.
So to a degree, you kind of.
I mean, I kind of can. I can get away with a checked and a personal. I can get away with it
Yeah.
with the everything.
Okay, all your stuff.
Yeah, but my back is fucking hurting. Because
Yeah, how big is that bag?
Yeah,
though? It's like
yeah.
Chuck to
Yeah.
the max.
yeah. So when we went to New Jersey, when we were flying back, was that flying back? Yeah, we were flying back. I was like, "What? Where was Eli?" And he took the later flight. And we had a connecting flight.
Oh my god.
It was
Never again.
the worst. And so it was like LAX, and so we had to go into another terminal.
No, we flew into Houston.
It was in Houston.
Yeah, we
Houston?
we connected in Houston,
Okay.
and it was one of the ones where the terminal was like 20 minutes away
Yeah.
walking, and our flight was delayed or something.
It was delayed by like 25 minutes,
and I was
then
like,
we had
we need
45
this flight.
minutes.
Like,
Yeah.
I want to get home. I'm
Uh-huh.
comfortable. Like,
Y'all are booking it.
I want to
Yeah.
get home. Yeah.
But I have a bag that's literally 50 pounds on my back, and she's like running. I'm like, okay. Like, I would be fine. Like, I would have been fine if it wasn't for the fact that I had all of this shit like on my back.
Did you make it?
Yeah, we made it.
We made
But
it.
and then it ended up being delayed.
Aw.
It was
Because you
yeah.
remember there was so we got into one of the little carts that like drives you to the place, like to the
Smart. Yeah.
thing.
Mhm.
The lady stopped in the middle of the car, like in the middle of the aisle, because there was a mom with a kid, and the mom wasn't paying attention to the kid, and then she just like stopped and was
Yeah.
like, "Lady, like you have to take care of your kid. I'm not moving until you get your kid." And so we're looking, and then I just see Britt just fucking.
The lady was so
run.
soft spoken.
Yeah.
Like the driver of the thing. And one thing about me, like I am really love and light until I'm not. So we're sitting here. I'm super chill, and then it's just like, where did that come from? Like her. So we're sitting here, and I'm just like, okay, I'm just gonna sit here and give this lady a minute. I'm giving the driver a minute to acknowledge this lady and her kid. So at one point, like it was like at least 30 seconds gone by, and I was just like, people have places to go. Move. Like I just yelled it, and everyone just kind of like, and then the driver was like, thank you. I'm like, you're welcome. Can you drive now? Like, can we drive now? Like, I want to go home. I don't want to be at this airport and stuck in Houston any longer than I have to. And then I think that's when like the lady didn't look at her kid, and like he was still sitting there. I'm like, hey, B, I'm about to go run back.
No, she just ran. She didn't even say anything. I was like, fuck, okay.
I said it. I was like, they're not moving. This ain't gonna work. I'm like, I'm out.
Yep.
Yeah. So kind of to your point, I don't like being stuck in places.
Mm-hmm. That's why I don't think you would do well on a cruise anymore.
I think I think it depends on the company that I'm with. I was gonna go on a cruise before prep last year. My friend turned 40, and he got this. We were gonna go on this big cruise on Virgin. And I thought that would be cool because it's adult only and whatnot, and it's more of like kind of like a more chilled experience.
Mm-hmm.
Which I'm like, okay, that'd be right up my alley. But I have this thing where I'm not going to spend thousands of dollars to go on a trip when I'm in prep, and I can't enjoy all the amenities.
Yeah.
Like,
No, yeah, and you don't
like-
want to be.
yeah, like, hey guys, I can't go out with you tonight. I got to go home and do another hour of cardio and go be in my room. And, oh, let me get my food scale. Let me go to the buffet. Like, you know,
It's got to be conducive
yeah, that's why I was just
to
like,
where you're at. Like, yeah, you don't want to be doing that in prep.
But staycations, I feel like in prep are good.
Yeah.
They can be. I've never done it. I have people trying to convince me to do it.
I can't.
Have you tried it?
No, I can't. I get so in my routine to optimize my
You did.
performance.
Where did I go?
Austin?
Yellow. You consider that a staycation?
Yeah. Would you consider it a staycation? We had a timeshare
Hmm.
in Austin, and she was there for like a week.
Yeah.
That's pretty.
Yeah.
I mean, it depends if you're thinking distance. Then
Yeah, I think I equate like a staycation with distance. I'm like, Austin's down the street. Like,
Yeah.
I don't think I
Yeah,
counted it
that's a
because of the
staycation.
distance. But yeah, okay. That's true.
I would think a little bit like when I think of that, I think a little like something that requires like a flight or
Yeah.
6 hours away or something.
A staycation?
Yeah.
It could.
A staycation is closer. A vacation is farther.
Oh.
I thought a staycation is if you're going somewhere and you're like staying in. Like, I thought that's
No.
what a staycation is.
No,
Oh.
a staycation is like local.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay.
That's why I was like, that's definitely a
I guess because I've heard people I'm connected to be like, oh, I'm going to Miami or I'm going to, I don't know, Tulum, and they've been in prep. And they're like, I'm just going for a little staycation somewhere. I'm just going to like go to a resort and just
No,
go
that's a
hang out.
vacation. That's a vacation.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's why I'm saying, like, I've seen
Yeah.
kind of people do it. And their mentality is, this is what we do in our life. You can't put your life on hold just because you're in prep for the duration of your competition career. I'm still going to live my life.
Yeah.
I'm going to go do this and just stay on track.
Yeah.
I just don't feel like I'm performing optimally.
Mm-hmm. Unless, like, I feel like there's certain places that you can vacation that are very conducive to being on routine, you know? Like, if they flew you out to Nashville or whatever, where's headquarters? Like,
Sure. Like if there's, yeah, that'd be a little bit different.
yeah, but that would be kind of a vacation where you can kind of like wander around, go see, but still be very much in a routine, because then you still have, you're like, okay, I know I'm going to get these gyms. I know that there's going to be good places for meal prep. Like there's places.
Yeah.
You know what? I went on vacation last year with my kids. We went to Port Aransas, no, South Padre,
Okay.
and I was in prep. Oh yeah,
That's a lot.
but I was in prep, so I was still. My kids, they were tough. I was like every morning, got to go work out. I got to do my cardio and my lift, and then we would have the rest of the day to like hang out, and that was hard though, because like you're at the beach, you know, like you want to enjoy food, and
Yeah.
but I maintained. I was good,
Good.
but it was hard.
It's definitely doable. Like with the
It
right
is.
mindset, it's doable. So
Yeah.
people try, they're like, oh, I feel off track because I'm traveling. I'm like, no,
No.
I wanted to.
Yeah.
Like, let's just call
Yes.
it what it is.
Yeah.
Type deal, you know?
But I associate vacation with freedom.
Mm-hmm. Something else that I consider highly as a good vacation spot-ish would be camping, which sounds weird, but you essentially only meal prep the food that you need.
Yeah.
That's it.
Uh-huh.
You get some dry ice. You only get that food with you, so you can't binge.
Right.
You can't overeat. You can't get off track. The only thing that you would need to do is make sure that you get into like a city to get a quick workout in for like if you need to maintain that workout. But you can still get your cardio. Like you can bring a bike, you can walk, hike. Whatever,
Mhm.
swim.
Yeah.
Those are all really good things. I love.
Yeah.
I really liked camping.
That's a
Okay.
good point.
But I think we're close to the end. We're going to talk about like New Year, New Me hot takes. Like, what is your thought? Because like I like resolutions. I don't feel like. I don't really feel it. What?
I just grimace loudly.
Yeah.
I
It's
don't
not
really like.
Marge over here.
I know. I don't really like resolutions because I don't feel like you need this like big milestone date to change your life. Like I really feel like if you want to change your life, like and it's Tuesday, change it on Wednesday. You don't need Monday. You don't need a new month. You certainly don't need
Friday.
a new year. Yeah, or whatever you think you need in your life.
Yep.
Because I'm like, if you haven't done the inner work to shed whatever it was that was keeping you there, all you're going to do is keep pushing this down the road even more and more and more. And
Yep.
more, you know? So that's why I don't like resolutions.
I've only done a resolution one time.
Did you stick with it?
I did. Was it was last year? Yeah, it was last year. I cut out caffeine and implemented cold sugars in place of caffeine.
Cold
Cold sugars?
Cold showers.
Cold shower. Oh,
I think you
cold
definitely
showers.
said cold sugars.
Yeah. So I was like, I'm intrigued. Tell me
I
more about this
know.
cold sugars. Like, what is this?
Cold showers. So,
Okay, yeah.
and I've never done it. And I was like, never done any kind of resolution. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to try this. It was kind of like a spur of the moment thing. It wasn't anything I really put thought into.
Yeah.
Like, you know, it was just like, oh, I'm going to do this.
Yeah.
And I cut out caffeine. And in the morning, I would do my cardio and then take a warm shower. And then at the very end, I would stand there and like for 2 minutes, cold showers instead of drink caffeine. And it helped.
The
But
benefits are amazing for cold showers.
Yeah.
yeah, something about the dopamine is
Yep.
increased 250 fold or something.
Metabolism as well.
Yes.
And inflammation.
Yes. But you don't ever do cold plunges or showers post workout. Apparently it inhibits your muscle growth and protein synthesis from what I understand. It should be done prior.
Ah, okay. I've done
Yeah.
cold plunges, but never around workouts. So
Yeah,
I've never.
before, not after. Or without a certain window time, I think
Like next day.
maybe, or 4 hours later. We'd have to look at the specifics, but I do know it should be done before.
Okay.
Yeah, from what I understand at least.
Yeah, I
So-
feel like you guys should just, if you guys are already in the thought of wanting to lose X amount of pounds, just start today.
Yeah.
Today is the day.
Yeah.
December 17th.
You can go to the grocery store right now and buy chicken and rice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You don't have to wait for January 1st.
But you know, I think also too that a lot of people fall into is they need someone else to help keep them accountable, and a lot of people make resolutions. So I also feel like, you know what I mean, it's one of those things where it's like, okay, girl, you know, this is going to be our year, new year, new me. Like,
Yeah.
no, it's not. But okay,
A lot
Yeah.
of people
So-
make these resolutions, but most of them fail. So
yeah. Well, I mean, you see it at the gyms, right? Like, and I love seeing newbies in the gym. I'm like, okay, come on, like, you know, welcome. But by like Valentine's Day, it's kind of starting to clear out, and then by
Mhm.
St. Patrick's Day, it's like back to normal.
Yep.
So it doesn't really stick. So I'm like, are you making this resolution because you really want to, or because you feel like you should?
And then what is it? Hot summer, hot bod. What is it? Summer bod?
do you guys remember BOD? It's like the like body spray, and they used to have those like fun commercials. Of, like,
Axe bod.
I remember Axe.
no,
No, it was different.
yeah, it's
I don't remember those.
I'm gonna-
Bod, was it like the blue bottle with like the
Yeah.
orange cap? Yes, I do remember that. Available at Walmart.
Maybe if I see them, I'll be like, oh yeah,
yeah. But then it's like summer bod, and then there's that influx where people are trying to get into shape for the summer.
yeah. But they wait until it's like 2 weeks out from summer, and it's just like, hey, I'm ready. I'm
May
like,
15th.
I'm like, no, you're not. Where have you been?
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
You got to start now.
Yeah, this really is a foundational time. Like,
Mhm.
even with the holidays and whatnot, like if there's changes you want to make, not even just body, but financially, like this is the time to start kind of like looking to see, okay, where am I at? Just
Yep.
getting a pulse check and seeing what you need to kind of change. 'Cause I think if you focus on who you want to be instead of what you need to do, those things that you want to change will stick.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Something else I want to say, just because you kind of brought it up in my head, is be nice to those newbies. Because like I hate whenever people start posting those really mean negative things of like I hate seeing the new people come in, like, and they kind of make fun of it. Yeah.
Well, that creates a fitness community that excludes others. Like you need to be include, and the other thing is a lot of newbies don't understand gym etiquette.
Yeah. So
And-
it's your opportunity to teach them.
It is
Mhm.
nicely. Hey, here at this gym, like we put up our weights after ourselves, wipe things down, or, if you pick something up from this area, please put it back, like so that our gym stays organized, but a
Yeah.
lot of people don't understand that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't walk around on your phone on speaker. Like, like
Or sit at a machine and
for 30 minutes.
for, yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Do what you need to do and keep it moving. But to include people.
Yeah, I'm not saying you have to derail your workout and go become a personal trainer to anyone.
No.
But at the same time, like a smile goes a long way because some of those people, it took everything they had just to get out of their car
Just
and walk
walking in
in,
that door.
just to walk into the
For sure.
like, you know what I mean? And like, I've definitely been there before in places where I felt like I don't belong here. Like,
Yeah.
why am I here?
I think we all have.
And you know, that kind of like that kind of feeling.
Anxiety.
Yeah.
Sweaty palms.
Yeah. So I do try to, if I see something, I'm like, okay, just try and like get a glimpse so I can like kind of smile. But
Yeah.
you know, some people are just so heads down. But again, I just think if you just remember that you had a day one at some point. At some point in your life, I don't care where you are, unless you're some genetic freak, but still.
Yeah.
You still had a day one of something.
In that gym.
That you
In
suck
any
at.
gym.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. But moving into 2025, I want to requalify. That's something I want to do.
Going to do.
Yeah, you're going
Going
to.
to
You're
do.
going to do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So-
And I want to win a couple of shows. And then I'm going to be getting a house. So
Excited.
that's a goal. And then I'd also like to purchase a new car. So.
I know next episode we were actually going to talk about goals and stuff, but you're.
Oh, already.
Oh,
Should I say?
okay.
No,
Okay,
I feel like
I'll
it's
save it.
Save it.
Save it.
Or you can cut it.
Save it, drop it. What you want. Okay.
Whatever you want.
We can just go a little bit more in depth of like how you plan on actually doing these things. So
Okay.
if you have a couple.
I do. So one of my 2025 goals is wanting a pro card.
Pro card.
Feel like I'm close.
You're very close.
And I
Mhm.
feel like I know that I'm close.
You are.
That affirming, right?
Yep.
So I want to do that. That's been something for me that has been just a long-term goal of mine since I
Mhm.
started competing, since before I even started competing. So that for me, definitely. Also, I want to move into a bigger place.
Okay.
So that's going to be on my list of things, you know.
San Antonio still?
So it's interesting. So I was actually supposed to move to another city, like complete other city, like not even anywhere near San Antonio.
Okay.
But now a lot of my life, and me and V talked about this a long time, like a lot of my life is now here. And
Uh-huh.
a lot of people that I care about is now here. And I'm now building a community here that I didn't think was here.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm more swayed now to consider it just because I know that there's so many things I also want to invest in business wise and other things that I'm just like, you know what? It makes sense for me to kind of like build.
Yeah.
Instead of just trying to like go to the next place and the next place. Plus I value like freedom, being able to travel when I want to. So staying here definitely has its advantages.
It's affordable too.
Yeah, that's one of the biggest ones. I've lived in several major cities and my money goes so far here.
Yep.
And competing is not cheap. Let's just also
Mhm.
kind of acknowledge that too. So I just think for a lot of reasons, it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember I was like, I had a 2-bedroom in San Francisco and it was like $6,000 a month.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And it was tiny.
When I was in Seattle, I've never paid so much money for so little space. And the place I had was a steal. And I was paying like $2,300 a month. And I had a 2-bedroom, like townhome, it wasn't even in a good area. It's like an area you do not want to be in. And I didn't know at the time because I wasn't from there.
Right.
You know, I had no awareness. And they're like, oh, that's a steal. And I'm like, yeah, but it's literally like attics outside. Like
There is going to be a lot of stealing.
Right. I had so many of my shit got stolen there. Like my bike got stolen out of my garage. My Amazon packages got stolen. I lost hundreds of dollars in supplements that they would ship and they would put it outside and like they would watch my plays because they knew when me and my then boyfriend would be in and out the house. So they would watch our plays and they would purposely steal shit.
See.
And I'm just like, so, oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
I can appreciate living in Texas. So
Yeah.
for a lot of reasons, it might be here. Yeah. So those are 2 goals. And now I'll share the other ones later.
Okay.
I'm thinking about my goals.
Okay.
I want to make sure that this is still up and running. We monetize next year. That is a goal. And I just want to keep building cool shit with cool people.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Helping others.
Felt.
Yep.
Pay off my boobies.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, that's another one.
Mhm.
I didn't think about. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which plays into the whole staying
Mm-hmm.
here type deal.
Yeah.
But on the next one, we are going to be talking holidays again because it's going to be a Christmas Eve special.
Yay.
So we're gonna be in Christmas garb. Just hats, nothing crazy. Cool. And then we'll talk about like some of our favorite memories and whatever else comes to mind. But until then, thank you guys for listening / watching. This is
The Muscle Mommy.
And Britt Nesran.
and That Girl Squats and at trail.of.champions. And don't forget to leave any of your comments, questions, concerns. We love it. Oh,
Topic ideas too. Any
Yes.
topics you want us to cover, drop those down too.
First Friday Flow event.
Yes.
We have an announcement.
Well,
Is
January
30th.
31st.
Yes.
January 31st.
And so that will be here in San Antonio, where, again, this is fun. This is networking. This is to celebrate the new year.
Yes. To enjoy.
Come as you are. We don't care if you're deep in your improvement season. Like,
Yes.
please come.
Yep.
Yes. Or even if you've never been on a bodybuilding stage or have even considered it, like,
You just want to meet like-minded people.
Yeah.
Get out of your comfort zone. Whatever.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
so thank you for watching. And until next time, we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.